Hey, what's going on? It's Controller Frenzy. Welcome back to the channel. Hope y'all are having an awesome day. I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm going to be telling a story that I told my friends on Xbox today. This one was super hilarious, kind of embarrassing, so I'm going to conceal the names of my two friends that were involved. But yeah, it was super funny, and I thought I just had to share it with you guys. So I'm going to give these two individuals, or my two friends, names, and they're going to be Jimmy and Hobob. Why not? Jimmy and Hobob are going to be the names for today. So before I get started with this, drop a thumbs up and like if you guys already haven't. If you guys would like to see more videos like this, let me know in the comments below. I have tons of stories that I can tell you guys that are super hilarious. And yeah, guys, so let's get on with the story. So Jimmy invited me and Hobob over to stay the night and, just chill and hang out with them. So he lives in kind of a rich neighborhood, and keep in mind, me, Jimmy, and Hobob were about 10, 11, 12, right around there, and we were young, all right. So let's just leave it at that. So we went over to Jimmy's house, and we told him beforehand we were a bit hungry, and Jimmy's mom made some awesome enchiladas and beans. So Hobob's stomach was hurting. He told us this, but he's like, you know what? Let's not let it get in the way of our fun. I'll be fine. Yada yada yada. So we're like, all right. So Jimmy was like, you know what? Let's go ding dong ditching. And if you guys aren't familiar with ding dong ditching, it's where you go ahead and ring on the doorbell or knock on the door and run away. So Jimmy was like, yeah, let's go ding dong ditching. My mom isn't gonna get mad or any of that. Let's just go ahead and do it. So we go ahead, and Jimmy lives in kind of a richer kind of neighborhood, and he told us that there's only a whole bunch of old people that live there. There's no young people, so we don't got to worry about anything, because he's like, most of those old people that live around here are deaf or blind or some crazy thing like that. Like, all right, so we believed him like retards. But we went out and we started doing them to each of the houses, and Hobob's stomach was just hurting. He was just farting down the road. It's like, and he was just pedaling along, and we are like, you sure you don't want to go back? We can just go back and just chill at the house. And he was like, no, I'll be fine. I just need to get some gas out. It's like, all right, and we were just laughing over here because he's farting. And anyways, so we get to this one house, and there's a whole bunch of bushes all around, and Jimmy's like, this is perfect. It's an old lady, I know for sure. And we're like, all right, like retards believing him again. We're like, all right, let's go ahead and go for it. So Jimmy runs up and knocks on the door. Me and Hobob go ahead and hide in the bushes, and he runs up to the bush and hides with us. And then out comes about a 30-year-old, 40-year-old, right around there, individual man who just like, hey, who's out here? Who's out here? And Hobob's stomach is growling. You can hear it. He's like, oh no. And we're like, you alright, man? He's like, no. And all of a sudden, he just lets out the biggest. He just lets it rip, and it's just the loudest fart ever. And we're just trying to hold it in. We're just trying to stop from laughing. And as soon as that happened, the homeowner, looks over towards the bush, and we look at him, and then Hobob is like, oh no, like what? And he's like, I shit myself. And we're like, what? And as soon as he said that, the guy came over to the bush, and he pulled us out of the bush. He's like, what are you boys doing here? And we're like, we're just having some fun. We're sorry, we didn't mean to overstep our boundaries or whatever. Like, well, you did. Go ahead and sit on my porch and go ahead and call your parents. And we're like, oh crap, this is it. We're in trouble for sure. So we're like, all of our parents are probably asleep right now, and Jimmy's like, here, I'll call my parents. They're just right down the street. You can go ahead and talk to them. So Jimmy's parents go ahead and come down, and they go ahead and talk to the guy. And we asked Hobob, you all right, man? He's like, no, I sharted myself, and we can smell it because he's just reeking of it. And he's like, and then the homeowner was like, I'm gonna probably go ahead and have to call the police. And then right there, Hobob was just like, he lets it out again. And this time it's just bad. It lasts for like, it sounded like forever. He was just letting it rip. He's like, oh no. And everybody just looks at him, and everybody just scoots away, and we just like, oh no, Hobob, no. And it was bad for Hobob. And the homeowner felt so bad for us that he's just like, you know what? These boys probably didn't mean no harm, yada yada yada. Just go ahead and have them come back tomorrow and just clean up my yard, and I'll just forget about it. And so we're walking back with Jimmy's parents and Hobob, and and Hobob's over here with his arms up, and he's just in fear, and he's just crying his eyes out, and it was just bad, and it was just reeking of fucking, it was just doo-doo and crap, and he's just like, and he just, as soon as he gets into the house, he beelines it for the bathroom. And so me and Jimmy just sit on the couch, just kind of chuckling, like, we can just hear Hobob crying, and it's like a cry, then a cry, and it was just hilarious, and we didn't mean to laugh, and oh my god, it was just fucking hilarious. So yeah, that's pretty much my story right there. It was kind of a harmless story, kind of embarrassing for Hobob, but yeah, I mean, I just thought that was super hilarious. And yeah, guys, so if you guys enjoyed this kind of video, let me know. If you guys like me to do another story time, let me know in the comments below. Go ahead and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe if you guys already haven't. And yeah, a really sick video should be coming out soon. And yeah, so keep your eye out for that. So yeah, that'll be it. Catch you on the next video. Game on.